Welcome back, everyone, we've settled on the lava crows, currently on the asteroid of Soulfall. Um, when we last left the adventuring team, they turned in the bounty, figured out a way to keep the sacrificial lamb from being the sacrifice, and putting a poor, helpless goblin in their place. Um, they returned to the Crimson Plateau to turn in the soul shard that Cassie was keeping hold of.
What goblin? I don't remember goblin.
Yeah, I believe it was just another what's it called? Kender? Definitely Kender. Sorry.
They went to Arc Life Constructs and went through the back door and met up with a boss, the boss. Hard to tell. Um, it's another construct creature uh, that's what did I say? About 8 feet tall with a cobra hood and a double joint or two jointed arm, so they're extra long. And she seems very enthusiastic about kobolds, including giving what's his name? Kitlack, yeah, Kitlack some nice chin scritchies.
Mm-hmm.
It was also discovered that she was the one who removed memories because, well, they're about as subtle as a brick, and for the ruse to work and trick the elves of Rivishold, they needed to not remember the plan. Um, and she was offering to fetch their memories, as I recall, when we left off. Did I miss anything? Oh, yes, and a reward. So, yes, you do see she goes into a memory vault, whereas I believe I said there were plenty of just clear jars which looked like they were holding blue glowing threads. Each jar was about the size of a normal human hand, so I guess it'd be, what, two kobold hands? Is that about right?
Probably.
Yeah. And she's just kind of looking through them. She picks up a couple, and you see from her second elbow just another arm sort of extend out and another hand and pick up a third one. And then she hums and picks up a fourth one. And okie dokie, here we go. And one for you, and you, and you. And I don't know you, but here's a random one, anyways. And she hands each of you your memory strand. And Shay, you get one too, even though you had no part in this whatsoever. Um, Cassie, yours isn't quite the same. It is a strand, but it is a glowing, dim glowing bronze color that seems to try to be folding into the shape of a gear, but being held taut. As you examine the canisters, there is a little rune on one side that simply says, "Press me." Right, so there are your memories, and it'll tell you what your rewards were, or you can just go for the straight gold, and I'll just double your gold value. So let me go get that while you decide on your memories. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. Actually, really don't do anything I wouldn't do. In fact, don't do anything that I would do just to be safe. Yeah. And then she's going to kind of go over to sort of a little nook in a corner. She seems to just turn a little bit. You can see a nice long tail. It ends in a bit of a club. You have a feeling getting whacked by that, it would hurt. It's actually about half the size of Kitlak in total. So, yes, you have your memories. You can find out what the rewards were other than the 1,000 gold pieces. Um,
Or we can give up the memories and get an additional 1,000. Is that the
no,
way that works?
no, you can also hear what the memories are and then decide, yes or no.
Kitlak's gonna like uncork the memory bottle And or like how does it open? Is it a cork? Is it like a twisty? What do you do?
You're examining. You're not quite sure how they got the strand in there. There is, like I said, a rune on one end that simply says "Press me." Um,
Kitlak will try biting it first. It seems
okay.
intuitive.
You bite it, and it is the material is kind of soft, actually. Uh, Not foam-like, but it, you're more likely to dent it than y- it is to dent your teeth. It's almost like not fully like semi-pliable silver along the two edges, and the glass, of course. Roll me your. Mm, how good are you with your teeth?
My sleight of teeth? Yeah, let's go with it.
I guess let's go with. Would that be perception?
For teeth?
Yeah.
I don't. I. That's confusing to me, but I'll
Unarmed
do that if you want.
attack. Unarmed attack.
No, this is to notice something.
Oh,
Oh.
perception. Oh, okay. I was rolling for teeth. Do you mind if I roll again, or should I just use what I rolled?
Was that a D20?
Yeah.
Use what you rolled.
Okay, that's an 8.
Um, you don't hear the expected clink against glass, and you distinctly saw her holding the glass part of it. But when you bite your teeth down, while the metal end is slightly soft, where the glass is, you don't bite anything. You don't feel any glass,
Weird.
especially since you're holding it from the other side and you're holding the glass side. It's like it should be there. Why isn't it there?
Kitlak's gonna try pressing.
The rune.
Yeah, he's gonna try pressing the rune.
As you press the rune, the strand seems to slither down where you pressed it into. It's almost like a little arcane worm kind of going into your. I'm guessing you pressed it with a thumb, your palm.
Like the pointer finger claw that he has.
It kind of wraps around your claw and then enters the tip of your finger, and you feel a little bit of a tingle as your mind expands ever so slightly, and you suddenly remember coming to Arc Life Constructs. You remember meeting Cassie, who introduced herself with a very good long-term double agent job uh, to piss off the elves with some unique rewards, along, or at least that's what her boss told her, along with some potential very useful information. And well, 1,000 gold pieces isn't something Kitlak's going to turn down, is it?
No, not at all.
It was a different room that you met the boss. What is her name? Her name is kind of blanking on your mind for some reason. That's not in the memory. You're not quite sure why. Um, but she does explain the entire plan, where um, they want you to work long term, make it look like Cassie naturally uh, has met you, starts working with you, and then to retrieve a specific object while retrieving the quote unquote double agent, which might have to be sacrificed. Um, However, it is. Who is it that ends up? Which of you would be the most honest about being a failure at acting?
Not Kitlak.
Not Shay.
Shay isn't there.
Wait,
This is a
she's not
memory.
there? Oh,
Shit,
she's in the
this is a
memory.
memory.
Memory. Sorry.
So between Genevieve and Cassie, which of you openly admit you're
Probably
terrible?
Genevieve.
Okay, that's when the option to temporarily remove the memories is offered. Um, and to help keep things kind of on the down low, um, the rewards will be enshrouded in the memory and act as a contract. which arc life constructs will honor because, well, memories are kind of what they do. If they try to break any deals in memories, well, that would kind of break the honor system they've got going on with with making people immortal. So yes, there is an option for 1,000 gold pieces. However, you are taken aside into sort of a slightly dampened part of the room. You can see some runes on the wall that makes it quieter. You can't hear what others are saying. You're pretty sure they can't hear what you're saying. And the boss offers you 1,000 gold, and you can either take another 1,000 gold, or if you like, she points out that we get many memories from people who visit and then travel across the astral sea. From that, we have some data of where a certain gift captain tends to spend his time. They're not exact coordinates, but more than likely, he will be in that area. So we could offer you that. Of course, we would never actually betray any customer's memories like this. So we have no idea where the data came from, but we have it for you.
Kitlag desperately wants that, so
And you kind of you have that same desperation in the memory, and you agree, and there's just a hand on your head, and then you snap back and go, "Oh, okay, now you know what your reward was."
Genevieve has been watching him, and she'll just ask him, "Were the memories worth it?"
Kitlag says, just kind of squinting out forward. For me, yes.
I didn't need to know what the memories were. I just want to know if it's worth giving up an extra 1,000 gold for him. And then she'll look at her own bottle and she'll press the rune.
You get much the same as Kitlak does, except it's from your point of view. You're the one who says, we're not the greatest actors in the world or universe. And you're also taken to that runic corner as well. You're offered the 1,000 gold, but you're also offered. The boss is apparently very aware that you are interested in green spaces and how green spaces are possible in such an impossible and hostile environment. And she has finagled an invite, or rather, an invite to a mission to Mistmar, one of the two potential places, or rather, the primary exporter of, well, some sort of special soil fertilizer that allows things to grow. Everyone assumes it's some sort of fey magic, but every test shows it's a non magical substance. But if you can get to Mistmar, they may be able to provide you a lead on where this exceptionally fertile can grow things in the dark underground in this terrible place is from.
She'll just nod to herself.
Since invitations to Mistmar are few and far between and usually very, very hard to come by. So that's what you remember. Cassie.
Cassie is going to just kind of fiddle with the container, look it over.
Why is mine so different than everybody else's? My memory's a little kinky.
You hear from around the corner, oh, that's because, you're like us. Construct memories are a little different.
I see. I guess that does make sense.
Cassie will press the run.
For you, it's a little different. The wire kind of pops out and bounds up to your head, and you feel something kind of go into where your temple would be and shift into place somehow. Your memory is a little different. You, in addition to everything that I've described before, you remember the boss asking you to find a good team of bounty hunters that could be used to help complete a mission. You see Shia there. You know, he's going to be the contact, the one who will be on the first part of the mission in retrieving the stolen property. Um, you get some time of investigating around Crimson Plateau, of observing Kitlak and Genevieve in a slightly obsessive way, until you finally do approach them and bring them in. And it was decided, since you tend to blurt things out in general, after their memories were removed, you agreed to have your memories even farther back removed to ensure that you don't accidentally reveal the true mission. As for the reward, the boss simply says, "Now, we know you've been searching for some sort of source. We still don't know who you were before, but we think we might have some files, some very old files. We have to dig them out because they're physical, not metaphysical. But they may have some bearing on either who you are or maybe your family. So it will take time and effort, but in the time that you do this mission, we'll have it ready for you. Unless, of course, you're no longer interested, and then you can just take the gold."
While she is absorbing these memories, she's pretty much just going to stare off into space like she's in her own little world.
Cassie looks exactly like she does when she's at a table and not participating in the conversation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shay, you're observing all of this.
And no one's taking the gold, huh? Well, I'm not sure that I want random memories, especially if I can't discern them from my own. And gold is gold, as they say. But they also say that information is power.
Both
She'll
of
press-
those things are very true.
She'll press the button.
You end up in a completely different room. It takes you a moment as you glance at your hands and the paperwork and realize this is your mother's body. You just know it. You've seen it from the other side so often. How could you ever mistake her hands, that bracelet, these clothes, the fancy clothes? And you see the boss there, um, just kind of looking disappointed. "I was really hoping that you would fit in. I mean, you are brilliant, but you see, this score here," and they point to a little line, "that's your ethical threshold, and we really can't have you feeling guilty about anything we do here, or accidentally revealing anything, or, you know, deciding that it's just too much and what we do is just too wrong and just try to sabotage us. So we are just going to have to reject you this time around and remove a few memories of what you encountered here." And she goes, what accent does your mother have, Goldwyn? I can't guarantee I'll do it."
Norwegian.
She wouldn't have. I'm thinking of. she's not like belter loader kind of a thing. That might be her dad. Uh, see, Shay is kind of close to what Genevieve in my mind is, though I'm not quite. Darcy is doing a much better accent than I am.
Okay, then you're just gonna feel your mom kind of start and go, my memories, and there's a flash of roll me your investigation, I guess. Yeah, investigation to see if you can catch the flash in your mother's eyes, memory's eyes.
5.
A metal tube of something, kind of big, solid. There were eyes behind one of the metal bands. And then there's just a hand on your mother's head, and it's not the boss's hand, but it's also metallic. No, it's not metallic. It's crystalline. It's odd. And the next thing you know, your mother is smiling, disappointed, as the boss is shaking her hand, going, I am so sorry this didn't work out, but I do think that you will find a place soon. And you have the memory.
The hand was crystalline, did you say?
Yep. It felt crystalline on your head. You think your mother was expecting something organic or maybe something mechanical, but this was it felt crystalline, whatever it was. When you flash back, you see the boss is there, and she's just smiling. You can share that memory, of course, or you could take the extra 1,000 gold. And she's just smiling at you, so friendly, so warm.
Is what they said about her mom, does that track with how Shay knows her mom?
Your mom is a very ethical person, yes. She does like scientific inquiry. She is fascinated by what exists out in the astral sea, the celestial phenomena, and even a bit of mechanical engineering. Would she ever cross the line of, say, putting souls into mechanical bodies, building new ones, seeing to the extent that one could manipulate things on that level? You think that she would have an initial interest on the mechanical part of it, but the metaphysical part of it would eventually eat at her, yes.
And so, what is my option again? To keep these memories or to take the 1,000 gold?
Oh, to share the memories or get the extra 1,000 gold.
What is meant by share?
As in, tell people what you saw. Your mom doesn't remember that. Your mom only remembers getting her hand shaken and being disappointed at not getting the job.
So
She
it's like
doesn't remember that conversation.
So it's like a Gaius if I take the gold that I can't talk about it?
Mm-hmm. Possibly. You don't know. Could be. Could be a trust issue. Could be this is an ethical test to see what you do. You don't know. But that wasn't quite the random memory that she implied it was. Meanwhile, she's handing out the bags of 1,000 gold to Kitlak and Cassie and Genevieve. And did you want the extra 1,000, or do you want just the rewards that I handed you before? I offered you before.
I don't know. It's not really a realization for Shay, other than she could tell her mom what actually happened.
Cassie will I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. Genevieve will pocket the extra we'll pocket the 1,000 gold, but just decline the extra and say, I think I'll stick with the um, previous rewards.
She's still holding a lot of bags, actually, of just gold. But two more hands kind of pop off and start clapping and going, "Oh, I knew you would be so interesting. That's going to be fascinating what you find. You know, even we don't really know what it is. Just that it's dirt and it's not magical. I mean, if I were into organic anything, I'd be on it like dirt on ground." They're going to dig in one of the bags and pull out a little. It looks like a piece of burnt bark about the size of um, a fist, and hand it over. And that should get you to the Mistmar border. Beyond that, I don't know what's needed, but I'm sure that you'll find whatever you need there.
You could give me a sample of the dirt.
Oh, we don't keep any dirt here. Can you imagine dirt getting into our machines? Oh God, no, no, no. Go to the agricultural center. I'm sure they'll. Well, actually, they might sell it to you at a ridiculous price. So I don't know.
Genevieve will slip the parchment into a pocket.
Yes, I think I'll keep the reward as well. I'll pass on the extra 1,000 gold, as tempting as that is.
Oh, I had a feeling. And you see, she opens another bag and rifles around and then pulls out. It looks like a slim folder and just hands it to you.
She will accept it.
And how mild the adorable kobold, who's a good kobold, who's a good kobold. The two hands that pop out.
I am a good kobold.
Just rub his chin again.
Yes. I deserve this.
Do you want your reward or you want the extra gold?
So, to be clear, the reward is the location of the GIF.
It is a location. It is a section of the Astral Sea, coordinates in the Astral Sea, where the GIF is known to
Hang
out, but there's no guarantee he'll be there when, where, or rather when or if when you show up he'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a small section of space. It looks like it's kind of about 3 different places that are within that coordinate that they could be, none of which are exactly, shall we say, on the up and up.
Okay, so it is a start and nothing more.
Well, it's closer than what you've had before.
About how much luck has Kitlak had historically with this kind of information?
This is the first time you've ever had, shall we say, as a more successful option. Everything before then has been, oh, he comes to Soulfall at this date and this time, and each time it's just been to try and get your gold. None of them have panned out. This is the first time where it's actual coordinates in the Astral Sea, and well, you don't know. You know that there are some places there, but you don't know the specifics of them until you actually examine the data. So
Kitlak will sigh, shake his head, and then say, he kind of like grits his teeth when he says it, non-gold reward, please.
Oh, are you pouting? Oh, he's pouting. Oh, I can't stand it when you pout. Okay. Here. And she'll hand you, it looks like a bit like a smaller version of a dragon shard. This isn't going to be a full dragon shard. It just holds the information that you're looking for. But she also hands you another small bag. You can feel just from its weight, that's maybe 500 gold. You're just so cute, I can't say no to you.
I'm a good kobold.
The goodest. Now remember, you're just a contract employee. We don't know each other. And then she's going
Wink.
to. Do you wink, or is it like you try to wink and it's the most awkward thing ever?
Kitlak winks his nictating membrane over his eye. It just is uncomfortable for everyone to look at, except maybe the kobold obsessed.
Um,
I don't
Yeah.
think Kathy even notices.
she
Gonna
gets
be
it,
seeing worse.
Cassie's
and
done that probably.
and then all of her attention turns back to Shay. Her hood seems to flare ever so slightly, and the little if it were actual scales where the diamond pattern would be, seem to glow a little purple, and her grin is very sharp as three of her hands fold together, and she goes, "And how about you? Are you going to go for the extra gold, or just keep those memories to yourselves, or just have those memories to share?"
Shay is wondering a few things here that I'm hoping to roll for. She is wondering, first of all, if this is could be a false memory. Uh, Two, whether this is a test, and three, if it is a test, what would they want? Would they want her to take the double gold so that she can't talk about it?
I'd say, is it a false memory? That could be Arcana to see if there is some sort of spell, but it's going to be a high check. That's not your wheelhouse, so to speak. As for
But
the
she's
other
trained in
one,
it.
in memory manipulation,
Well, Arcana.
oh yeah, no, that's fine. But that doesn't change the fact that this is not your wheelhouse of magic.
Okay,
So,
yeah, Arcana's general. That's true.
for the other, you'll need to make an insight roll.
This is the Arcana check. 18.
You have heard rumors that memories can be altered with magic. You've never seen it personally. You don't know. This person construct treats these memories, removing them so cavalier that you don't know if it would be easy or not to make them false. She's very hard to tell, but there is magic in existence that does allow for false memories. Um, whether this is false or not, you don't know. It- it's a magical strand of thought. It could go either way. But you know that it is possible. Whether that's true or not, you don't know. That would be probably the start of the insight check.
So close to net 28.
Yeah, you don't know if it's false or not. If this is a test, she wants you to make a decision. You know that much. Whether that's a test or something else, you don't know. You can't tell. She's very difficult to read. I mean, on the one hand, she's giving um, Kitlak just all this attention, and she obviously thinks he's adorable. Um, and on the other hand, you just witnessed her blatantly violating someone's mental autonomy by removing a memory and then taunting you with it. You don't know how to read that, period.
I'll take the extra gold.
Oh, I knew you would be fascinating. We will definitely be in touch because you're interested in all the gold you can get, right? And she hands you just another bag of gold.
Yes.
Do you take it?
She takes it.
All right. You have another 1,000 gold. Right. Well, Cassie can show you the way out, and have fun. We will be in contact because you are our. And she's going to just two of her hands are going to do finger guns. Our contract employees. And she's going to do her own wink, which looks like a light going out in her eye and then coming back on.
Genevieve just kind of walks out. She's deep in thought about what the best way to get to Mistmar is.
Cassie, are you going to
So
lead
yeah, Cassie.
everyone out?
Yes, Cassie's gonna lead everybody out.
How does Kitlag get the information off of this dragon shard? How does that work?
That is a good question. You
Kitlag
didn't ask her.
Yeah, Kitlag is going to, like, as he's being let out, open his mouth to say something, but the momentum is very clearly like leading him out at the time. So, actually,
As soon as you say that, the door just slams closed.
he is like looking at the dragon shard. He opens his mouth as if he's going to put it in, and then he thinks, better not.
So, I think at this point, if you'd like, you can all take a long rest. And it was suggested that maybe you all take some time, make a day or two or three, to decide if you want to get to know each other, if you want to do anything. So let's do that. Do you guys want to get to know each other and just do some downtime activities? Team bonding, trust falls, all of that.
I guess it depends on if people are wanting to follow up on stuff that we just learned. Or if, I don't know, maybe Genevieve checks that out on her own and do it herself.
No, she wouldn't. So once they exit the building, Genevieve will pause and kind of look back at the others and just say, that was a very fruitful encounter. I'll let you ask you what your deals were, but I didn't mind telling you what's on mine. I'd like to
I'll
go
tell
to
you what's on
Mistmar.
mine as well. Mistmar, Kitlag says. What does he know about Mistmar?
Roll me your. Ooh, I want to say history, but that's not right because it's not history. Well, what's a general knowledge roll?
You could just do intelligence.
Intelligence,
but maybe
yeah.
Arcana because it's like astral sea stuff. Or I don't know.
Give me 1 second.
Nature, investigation, history,
Could be
Arcana.
spiritual in nature. Could end up being religion. You know, if it's got that kind of lore aspect to it.
I'm going to say you can do investigation. Oh, would Kitlock have investigated the history of Soulfall at all, or just investigated Soulfall in general?
I'm not really sure he has much interest in Soulfall aside from the existence of lava crows and or it being a place where he can further his aims. So
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
So Kitlak is looking for the Gith, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't he at least do some basic history to find out where the Gith might be most likely to hold up if they were on Soulfall?
Yeah, that would definitely be his thing. I guess he'd want to have like a basic area knowledge of anywhere he was going to, for survival purposes and nothing else.
I would say investigation is probably your best bet then, I think, out of everything there.
Well, what did I even roll? 15 total.
15. What you know about Mistmar? There are no GIF at Mistmar. There were rumors that the GIF tried to go there once, and now there are GIF tusks and GIF skin hides available for sale from Mistmar representatives. They do not like the GIF. You would have probably gone to check out and make friends, except they don't like many people at all, and the GIF are not the only ones who have died going there. But it is one of the most secure places to get water on Soulfall. Very few other places have it, and most of them belong to the elves. No one knows if the Fallen has water. They assume so because they never reach out for any, and no one ever seems to be thirsty when they leave. But yeah, who knows? Um, Crimson Plateau and Walk's End, and even Senzerathod all get their water from Mistmar. They are a very Fey-focused area. After all, it is a portion of the Feywild that literally crashed into this asteroid. But they all look a little off from from what even the Fey around here look like. Just a little more rough, maybe a little exoskeleton occasionally. It's a little weird. Um, and there is a great tree that no one has ever visited and lived to tell.
Why in the blazes would you want to go to Mistmar?
I'd love.
Jenna, you can roll your investigation if you'd like to see what you know about Mistmar. Actually, everyone can if you'd like.
Can Shay instead roll to see if they're being followed?
Sure. Roll me your perception.
That's an 18.
That is a 25.
I could make it a 20 if you'd let me do nature instead, because it would be in relation to nature.
This is what you know about Mistmar, and you don't know the nature of Mistmar other than it is the only green place on this asteroid other than the farms within Crimson Plateau and whatever Rivis Hold and the Solital Tower has. So nature doesn't quite fit. So let's start with the perception check. What did you get?
19.
19? I mean, you got a couple people looking at you like they want to follow, but they're the usual pickpockets or people measuring you up on whether it's worth starting something or stealing something. In terms of actually following you, no, nothing really. No. Cassie, that was an investigation roll on Mistmar.
That is correct.
Okay, we'll start with Genevieve. Genevieve, what you know about Mistmar? You are very interested in the nature aspect of this place. You know that there is soil coming out of Mistmar. It is not enchanted. It is not fey soil. There's nothing fairy about it. Yet somehow, it is exceptionally fertile, and it seems to generate the light needed for, well, surface level plants grow underground without aid of light. Um, Sometimes the flowers glow when they bloom, but the glow is very dim. It's just enough for like a 5 feet radius sort of thing. It is the most unusual thing. They have tried to dissect and understand this and replicate this. No one has been able to. It is one of the few exports of Mistmar outside of water that is very precious and very controlled. Um, it's well known that there are some people who steal it because being able to grow your own plants that's not controlled by any of the factions here is very worthwhile. But you can also buy it, but it's very expensive. In addition, like you said, I said you know about the regular water, you know about the Fae. Um, you also know that whatever is growing at Mistmar, the rumor is it grew directly from the asteroid, not from this dirt. So the dirt may be a byproduct of the impact, or maybe it's something they've developed. It's a mystery. And you want to get your hands on some, but you also want to understand how it works, because no one can replicate it. And for the Nat 20, Cassie, you know all of that information. You also know something that very, very few people know. You're not sure how you know this, if this is your memory or you picked it up somewhere along the way. The great tree is called Zakum, and that is not a name you're supposed to let out. You know that there's an important aspect to that name, that it explains some of why the Fae are how they are, but you don't know why. All you know is that you're not supposed to share it, or if you do, you better make sure that it never gets back to their very pointed ears.
So Genevieve will answer Kitlak and say, "Why would you not want to go there? It's the only green place on this entire bloody asteroid."
Yes, green and full of certain death.
Oh, are there trees there?
But also full of certain life. Life grows there, where it doesn't grow anywhere else around here.
Yes, and I can understand why life would grow there because it's not threatened by anything because everything dies.
Genevieve will place a hand on Kitlak's shoulder and say, "Aye, but if you get a sample of the soil and we can reproduce it, that's money."
I too am interested to going to Mistmar. Like says, just it's like a light bulb clicks on over his head.
"Aye, I thought you might."
That was some whiplash there.
If nothing else, it could be very interesting to journey there.
Besides, I have a letter of introduction, which means we make it in without much of a hassle. May not be as certain death as it would be for anyone else.
So, shall we three go then?
You're not going to leave me behind, are you?
Did you want to continue with us?
If I'm welcome. I mean, we did pretty good that last time.
Aye, but you're not the leader.
Well, hopefully I'm not gonna be the tank either, because, ouch. I need to sleep this off.
Kitlak scratches his chin. What skills do you bring to our organization?
Well, I've got a bit of magic.
Kitlak has like pulled out a clipboard and some like half moon glasses and is just like jotting things down and periodically looking up.
I'm picturing, since this is a kobold and he doesn't actually need the glasses, half moon means they're not half as in the lower half. They're literally shaped like half moons.
Yeah, it's a more of a fashion thing than a necessity.
I can talk my way out of things and into things, and I'm a bit sneaky, but I have potential access to a spelljammer.
He like writes down the word spelljammer and circles it once, twice, 3 times.
And is there anything you won't do?
That I won't do? I think it depends on what that is. I mean, I have limits like anyone.
Well, she did say that she won't be a tank. That would require
I
some
would like
upgrade
not to be a
anyway.
tank. I'm not built for that
No,
sort of thing. That seems, no offense, but it seems like more your area than mine.
Where do you see yourself being in 5 years?
Among the stars.
Well, you see, it's a very difficult process to turn something into a tank in the first place. We'd have to, of course, remove your soul first.
So that's a non-starter. That would mean no spelljammer.
Could we put your soul into a spelljammer? Then you could be the spelljammer.
It sort of already is.
Yes, but
Kind
then we
of.
wouldn't be a tank anymore.
You know what? I'm not built for. Look, she like holds up her skirts. Like I'm not wearing any armor. I just.
You hear a whistle from halfway across the market as you do that.
You may not
She'll
want to
turn
do
and
that
wink.
so much. Not around here. This is not the
Oh.
polite place to do that sort of thing.
They're harmless, or if they're not harmless, they will be soon.
Well, I have no objections to you coming along as long as you don't mess this up for me and Miss Mar.
Well, I wouldn't on purpose.
Would you on accident?
I think any of us could on accident.
Gitlak is gonna scribble on the notepad a little bit.
Right.
What would you say is your greatest weakness?
My ability to take large amounts of damage.
Greatest strength?
I'm actually pretty good at a lot of things, but I think probably for you guys, my access to a spelljammer could be my greatest strength.
Fourth circle goes up around Spelljammer. Favorite color?
Blue.
Lucky number?
12.
Favorite food?
Banana split.
Gitlak clicks his pen and then tucks it away, and the clipboard just vanishes inside his trench coat.
Have they heard of bananas out here?
I feel like Gitlak's not uncosmopolitan. I feel like he might have had a banana split at some
There's
point.
also no ice cream here.
Like are they not? Yeah, like on
Here,
Soulfall? No.
Yeah, not on Soulful for sure. Well, I can safely say welcome to the crew.
And Shay will stick out her hand for a handshake to seal the deal.
Gitlak will shake very politely, very courteously, and give a quick nod of approval.
Well, that's settled. That's good. So, Miss Mar.
Hi, Miss Mar. I suppose we'll have to get a shuttle to Failrune.
Genevieve, roll me a quick perception check, would you?
Perception. Oop. That's a 13.
13. Okay.
Is there a bank anywhere where Shay could store some of her excess gold here?
There is a depository, yes.
Well, I don't really want to walk around, especially, probably don't want to go to Mistmar with all this gold. Should we? And she's going to whisper, should we head to the bank first?
Actually, Goldwyn, you should also roll me your perception real quick.
Ooh.
Okay, that was actually exactly what you needed, because they rolled really, really well. Yeah, that that is definitely a dwarf that has 1,000 gold that definitely didn't belong to him before he brushed past Genevieve.
Um, I will be right back. And she is going to attempt to sneak up on him and do the same thing. This
All
way,
right,
doesn't.
roll me your stealth. The rest of you can roll insight to figure out what Shay is doing.
10.
Oh, that wasn't a nat 1, but it was worse than a 10. Yeah, no, he doesn't notice you.
Crit.
Oh, nice. Genevieve, what'd you get?
That is a, what did I roll? 16 total.
16. Okay,
Yes.
And that's an 18 for Cassie.
18. I'm going to say all three of you realize that Shay is going after a pickpocket. Cassie and uh, Kitlak, you both immediately check, and you still have your bags of gold. Kitlak, with a nat 20, not only do you spot the dwarf she's going after, you spot the human and the gnome that are moving in a pattern as if they're a team. You realize that all three of you were targeted, and only one of them succeeded.
Couple
And
of questions that are relevant. Would
shoot.
you say that all, well, not yet. Would you say that all three of them are in a straight line?
No, they are not, but they are in a holding pattern, so to speak, as they are moving away. The other two are definitely making similar motions, um, as if they're trying to get money from others, the same way they got it from Genevieve.
A following question. Would you say they're all within 10 feet of each other?
Ooh, give me 1 second to think that one out. For funsies, I'm gonna say yes.
All right. Well, Kitlak is going to immediately fire on the dwarf with a bursting shot. Let me get the rules for that.
Would
All
that,
right.
would that give her advantage on her stealth of hand to steal the gold?
It'll do something. So Kitlak is oh, neat. They don't even get to save for that. Yeah, Kitlak is going to. Does he have advantage on the attack because the dwarf doesn't know it's coming?
I'm gonna say yes.
All right, cool. Roll to hit. That would be I believe that is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right, so the dwarf is going to take 1d10 plus 5 piercing, and then the dwarf and everyone within 10 feet of him is going to take 2d6 force damage as the shot blows up. So I'm going to roll the
Does
d10
that
first.
include
Clarification.
shit? Does that include Shay?
Are
Everyone
you
or
within 10
everyone?
feet?
Yes, they
She is.
are.
You roll the crit. You know she's doing to steal the money from him.
It says all other creatures, so sorry. But, I rolled a 2 on the d10, so there's that.
I'm gonna roll a d20 real quick. Ooh, okay.
All right, so that is 7 damage initially, and then everyone in the radius takes 10 force damage. And then Kitlak is going to burn a action surge and do it again.
Okay. As a
Wow,
reminder,
we're gonna lose this spelljammer right here.
it is encouraged to not murder in the market, or you may be murdered or placed in servitude, indentured servitude.
Okay, well, how bad does the dwarf look?
Bloodied.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you that his two companions and the 17 other people you hit around them.
I should have asked more questions, shouldn't I?
Yeah, they are. Let's just say there are some that are at 1 hit point, and there is one person who is definitely spare the dying on their friend.
Yeah, Kitlak's not going to explode the next one, I think. He's just going to shoot the guy.
Okay, he is aware of you at this point.
Um,
A lot of people are aware of you at this.
I'm sure they are, but Kitlak's going to yell in Draconic, "You git of a thief! You will pay the consequences!" And is going to run closer to him until he's within 10 feet, and then, like, basically point blank shot him in the back of the head if he can. So he
Okay,
is,
you're going to execute someone. Got it. Go for it.
yeah, absolutely.
Also, Shay, take that 10 damage.
Oh, I did, yeah.
That is a 13 to hit.
That just hits.
Cool. All right. Glad for that. Really thought about being a 1 there for a hot sec, but then it landed on a 7. That is 12 piercing damage.
Yeah, you executed him.
Shane's gonna grab the gold and get out of there.
Give me a sleight of hand real quick.
Pardon me.
This is a don't roll a 1, and anything above a certain number will get you more than your gold.
Lucky,
Genevieve,
damn it.
real quick, Genevieve is going to walk over to that spare the dying one and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Just to give him
My-
a little bit of.
Am I allowed to use lucky or not? I didn't have a chance to say anything.
Is this the new lucky, or is this a racial trait, or no? Ken just don't get lucky. You have the lucky feet.
Yeah.
How does the lucky feet work now? Hold on.
Oh my god. Oh, that's RC. Okay, I thought you were re-rolling.
No, that's 13 HP to that hapless villager dude.
Kitlak is going to tuck his pistol away and then look around and wince. Oh, there was a thief. Heat of the moment. Apologies.
Make me a persuasion roll, or an intimidation roll. Your choice, actually, at this point.
I feel like normally intimidation would be better because of what he did, but also he is feeling genuinely guilty about hurting people. So I think he's gonna go with a persuasion check.
Okay. You know what? That I don't like that. Yeah, you can use your lucky point.
Much better.
17.
Okay. Yeah, you swipe 3 bags. You don't know what's in them, but you swipe 3 bags. And then you're gonna try and get the hell out of Dodge, you said?
Yeah.
Kitlak gets a 19 on his persuasion.
That's good. You see a rather scarred-looking dragonborn, kind of green-scaled, kind of not saunter up, but he's not exactly in a hurry. He's glancing around and he looks down at you. And actually, let's see if he knows you, because Kitlak has been around a bit. Are you known for your short temper and shooting into crowds?
Not shooting into crowds necessarily, but he is liable to pull his gun on people. Like, shooting at crowds he only does if he feels truly justified, but he's very pull gun happy.
Kobold.
Dragonborn. Does Kitlak know this guy?
Roll me your history real quick.
Cool. That is Oh, to have Bartleby's history. That is a 7. Hot 7.
Fun fact, that is exactly what he rolled on you, and you know each other in that he recognizes you as some sort of bounty hunter, and you recognize him as a local merchant guard. That's about it.
Wonderful.
But he is going to say,
Dragonborn.
you announced he was a thief. Do you have proof he was a thief?
Kitlak is going to gesture to the are you making a show about, like, not show necessarily, but like, are you obviously retrieving his money bags, Shay?
Yeah, he stole my friend's gold.
Roll me your persuasion, Shay.
Genevieve helps the person sit up and say, I'd apologize for my friend, but he's not my friend. He's just an acquaintance.
Ouch.
10.
Can I use the help action, because this feels like it would be applicable? Like, I've also tried to persuade this guy.
Actually, what you did was not provide the help action. It lowered Shay's threshold to succeed.
Okay.
So it made it easier, which is good. Also, he's rolling for crap tonight. Okay. In case you weren't aware, if you pull a gun in the market, we gun you down. You got away this time. Everyone gets one. Do it again, and your head is on my wall. Got it?
You have heads on your wall?
How else are we supposed to discourage, well, murders in the market?
I feel that is unsanitary and spreads disease.
Oh, no. We have a good guy that knows how to stuff them.
Oh. Could you introduce me to him? That actually sounds like a rather fun service.
We need to go, Kitlach.
Kitlak.
Kitlach.
He really grates the K at the end.
Yeah.
K sound, anyway.
Well, if you want to go down one more level, you look in the southeast quadrant of the plateau market, and he goes by the name of Sender.
Sender.
Yeah, he likes to say he sends their souls off looking at their happy faces.
Oh my, that's awfully spiritual. I once knew a man named Old Stuffin' Jim. He was a lot less spiritual about it. He just liked to put the stuff in the thing. I was wondering if it was him.
No, Stuffin' Jim, he works in the market that we don't acknowledge, if you know what I mean.
Oh, good to see that he's still in business, Old Stuffin' Jim. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's for the private collection.
Of course. I mean, he was always good at his craft. Kitlak's going to realize, oh, yes, they're moving on without me. Adieu. And he's going to tip his hat, and he's going to hustle off after everyone else.
Remember what I said. You get one. And he does. Basically, your conversation was in Draconic regarding the head, but that's when he says you get one, and it was a thief. And I'm guessing those two who are looking very terrified were his accomplices.
Imagine they're rethinking their line of work, Kitlak says in common.
Oh, good. We've needed some new people to help out cleaning cells. And he's just going to go over. The healers will be by shortly, everyone. And you, and they're going to kind of glance at Genevieve. Thank you for assisting.
It's no problem. She'll stand up and brush herself off.
Shay, check the bags.
Right there in front of everyone?
Not right there.
Okay.
We're moving off.
Cassie, what have you been doing through all this?
Blinks. Cassie blinks.
Yeah, Cassie's just been watching, just kind of shock and confusion. She eventually does go up after all that has gone on. Turns to Kitlak.
This is your problem.
Yeah, what the hell is your problem? That hurt. And that hurt a lot of people.
Terribly sorry. I was thinking with my gun rather than my brain.
You just took notes on what I can do, and I was about to do it.
Well, yes, I did do that. That is a thing I did. I should have had faith in you. I apologize. I have a bit of a temper when someone crosses a friend of mine.
Actually, if she recognizes which bag is Genevieve's, she will give it back without looking inside of it.
And Kitlak is going to look at Genevieve. I do mean a friend of mine.
Genevieve just raises an eyebrow and takes the bag. We'll see about that.
I will be right back before we can continue. Give me 1 second.
You only notice it for a half a second, but Kitlak has a very sad, pouty face, but then instantly goes back to just like shrewd kobold, no nonsense, gruff mercenary. Ah, yes, I see.
Yeah, this place is rough. You need to double knot it around your belt. Look, I can show you how to do it.
Kitlak is going to take his money pouch, tie the leather it's got like a little leather drawstring, tie it around one of his back teeth, and then just ingest the whole pouch.
Fun. I'd rather use the bank. Can we, like we were mentioning, I was mentioning earlier, let's put our well-earned rewards at the bank.
Is the bank even trustworthy?
I don't trust banks.
Would you trust to carry around what we've got into Mismar?
No one's going
Or
to
around
pickpocket
here?
out of my small intestine.
I didn't think I want to swallow my gold, but
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with the banking system.
Sorry about that. What did I miss, if anything?
We're discussing the banking system, and what do we know about it?
Kitlak ingested his money pouch after tying one of the little leather pull strings to one of his back teeth.
How many stomachs does a kobold have?
As many as he needs.
In terms of the banking system, as I said, it's more of a depository. This is a mining colony. They have everything from holding cash to holding great ingots of rare materials to, it's rumored, they even have a lava safe to
But
hold the
how trustworthy is it?
very, unless you die. There have been stories that if you die and get resurrected, they may not honor the contract any further because, well, you died. So technically, that contract ended. And they, by rights, get all your stuff.
That seems like a pretty big loophole.
Yes, there are now some smart enough to ensure that there is an addendum written in that if they die and get resurrected, they don't get to keep their stuff. But they have to be resurrected within a certain amount of time.
Can I add a beneficiary?
Yes, that is possible.
Can
But
I
again, your
add
beneficiary has to retrieve the materials in a certain amount of time.
Can I add multiple beneficiaries?
You could probably convince them to. Money talks, after all.
That would cost extra money. I'm not liking that.
Addendums always cost money.
Cassie, how do you keep your money?
The same as everybody else. Just keep it in a pouch by my side.
It's a pretty big pouch and noticeable. I know we kind of hand wave gold and like how much it weighs and how big, how much space it actually takes up, but
Yeah.
1,000 gold is a pretty big sack.
More like
I
1,500
was
because we had the 1,000 plus the 500.
And Kidlack has 2,000 now.
Yep.
I was considering just having it in a cavity in her stomach or something, but I mean that's not really fair for the rest of y'all.
I mean,
There's
that's
a-
what Kitlack is doing.
Doesn't
I
say
will
for how
say, though,
much
given the
feed
size
for
of the
that.
pouch, you can't eat when that's in there. Also, kobold digestion will eat through that. So if you're not careful, you will have to be getting that gold out in an unpleasant way.
Yes. Cobalt digestion will eat through like treated leather. I guess human digestion will do that,
Meat,
really, now that I'm
fruit,
thinking about
tree
it.
bark, bone, leather, and eggshells. This is directly from Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Hell yeah. Kobolds are awesome.
Yeah, they are extreme omnivores.
It doesn't say anything about dissolving metals, but I'm willing to bet that there will be at least some damage. It won't devalue the coins, but they will be kind of deformed.
All right. Well, Kitlack's gonna be in the market for like a dragon hide. Uh, pardon me, I've got a bit of a cough.
I was
A
going to say,
dragon hide pouch.
coughing up the gold already.
Yeah, seems that way.
Out of curiosity, is there like magic shops in
Oh
this
God,
market?
yes. There's just about everything you could want on this market, and what you can't find, the black market probably has. So if you well, let's resolve two things first. Shay, you wanted to look in the other bags.
Yes.
All right. Uh, you
When we're
open.
alone and away from people. And
Okay, are you going to a bar? Are you going to a bank, or rather a depository? Or are you just going to a nice corner? Your
is
family
there
home
like
is available.
n-
I say family home.
no?
It's just a little cottage, and it's not really owned by your family. It's just where you
She's
rent.
she's just gonna find a quiet corner that she can just kind of peek in and
Oh, there are plenty of hidden corners all throughout the market,
not.
deliberately.
I said quiet, not hidden. She wants to be
Well, there's no
just
place
away
that's
from people.
quiet in the market, really. There are hidden corners and kind of shadowed enclaves. There are places where the sound is dampened, but this market is all. It's a 24/7 market. It's always noisy, even when people are sleeping, because there is no sunrise, sunset. People are always shopping. Um, but yeah, you can definitely find a nice kind of hidden, kind of muted corner if you want.
Yeah, she'll kind of. She's not gonna hide it from the group, so she'll kind of like, hey, gather around and block me so I can check what else this dwarf had.
Cassie will actually agree to that. No questions asked.
So will Kitlack.
All right, give me one second
In the
here.
meantime, does Shay still look hurt from Kitlack's little escapade?
Took 10 out of her 17 damage, so yeah. Or health.
All right. She's going to cast Cure Wounds at first level. Then.
This spot that they're in where Shay is checking the bags, is there like one side that's more open than the rest?
Yeah.
Uh, Genevieve's gonna cast Minor Illusion and she's just gonna Minor Illusion a wall.
Okay. Give me 1 second here.
She'll make it look like the walls on either side of it, so it just looks like it's a solid wall instead of an opening.
All right. So someone rolled something. I thought I heard
Healing. Okay.
healing. Okay.
I'm healed full.
It's a shame that you're still flesh and blood. I could have just mended that.
Well, either way, I appreciate it.
All right. So
Yeah,
in
he'll just nod.
the first bag that you open, um, it feels a bit heavier than the other bag as you kind of lift it on its own, and you look in, and it is a. Is that a mithril skull? It looks like someone carved a skull out of mithril and a bit of platinum, and there are teeny tiny intricate runes written all over it. And there's a hint of a glow within the skull. Um, this is probably worth a few thousand gold. You'd have to get it appraised, whatever it is. It is a hell of a. It's a gorgeous trinket, whatever it is.
Okay. And the second bag?
You open the second bag. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to roll on a fun table.
Fireball.
It is a jade totem with diamonds for eyes. You don't know if they're astral diamonds or not. Again, you'd have to get it appraised. The totem looks very interesting. You'd have to roll religion to try and figure it out. If you wanted to figure out what sort of totem it is.
That is not her bailiwick. If we're pretty well protected, she will show the group the two things pretty quickly, and she's gonna put it because it's it will draw attention at some point. So the dwarf had some interesting items on him. Probably hot. But if we could fence them, I'm not sure about the jade totem, but that skull. Was it glowing through the bag?
No, it's not glowing through the bag. It's when you open the bag, you can see like, you know, at Halloween you have like a skull resting on a tabletop, but there's a bit of a glow between the space in the teeth and maybe just pinpricks out of the eyes, sort of something like that. The runes aren't glowing, but there is an incandescence to them as you kind of look at them in the light.
What do you guys? What do you guys think?
It'd probably not be a bad idea to look for a bag that we can hide this stuff in. That people wouldn't be able to take stuff out of it with.
Maybe some kind of bag that holds things. A bag.
What kind of
Perhaps-
bag does not hold things?
Well, no, one that holds extra things. You know, it's of holding.
You take stuff out if you need more room to put more stuff in.
Well, what if the bag was made of more room? That's what I'm saying.
Kidding. Yes, we need a bag of holding. You're so easy.
Well, the alternative is that Kitlak could. How hungry are you?
You
I
can't
mean,
fit anything more than those 2,000 gold coin out
I
in your stomach.
don't want to press my luck.
Are you having indigestion?
I might need a different bag. I feel like perhaps indigestion is less the thing than actual digestion.
Hmm.
Oh, is all that gold settling a little heavy in your stomach?
Kitlak is going to retrieve the bag from his stomach by taking the cord off and just like reeling it back in.
The cord would also be in the stomach acid, so I'm just going to have you roll a luck.
No, I mean the cord was tied to his tooth and it dangled down his throat.
Uh huh.
Luck die, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see how well this goes. 8's pretty lucky. Lucky
You're
number
fine.
8. Cool.
You just had to not roll a 1. I'm not that cruel. Often.
Yep. Kitlak's going to retrieve the gold. Maybe something of dragon hide would do the trick.
So how late is it right now? Like, is it nighttime by this point?
There is no night. There is no day. You are within the plateau. It is
That's right.
artificially light. They do dim the lights at some point, sort of an artificial night, but it doesn't really do much for the market. Just some stalls close, some stalls open.
So is it artificial night?
Not yet, no.
Because I know you said we were taking a long rest, but we haven't actually stopped to,
To do that
rest.
yet, yeah. Let's see. Let me think. Actually, yeah. By this point, it would be the artificial nighttime. So yeah, it is artificial night.
So Genevieve will just say, "Well, perhaps we should go find us a place to stay and head out after this nonsense up here." And she waves at in general, at the sky
Ceiling.
ceiling.
The bag of holding was a good idea. Is that something we could procure on the way to taking our respite?
Oh yeah, there are plenty of just basic supply stalls. There is also, though, if you want something a little more fancy, you know that there is a specialized bag store here within the market. It is actually on the surface level, so you'd have to go up. But you know, it's only a couple floors.
Did Cassie? Does Cassie have a compartment for holding things, or no? I heard you mention it, Mal, but I wasn't sure if she actually had it.
I'm going to rule that Cassie can do exactly what Kitlak could do, except her insides aren't going to digest the bag. But that is going to be a limit of 2,000 gold pieces, and that's it.
Is the skull too big then?
I was gonna say, I guess that's fair. I was just gonna say, no, she doesn't.
Well, there's another option for dealing with that, but it'll only last an hour, maybe 2. I can wild shape.
Oh.
And anything
Where do the things that you carry go when you wild shape?
They become a part of me.
Like metaphorically, or?
Disgusting. I love it.
No, physically become a part of me. Until I wild shape back.
So, if you picked up a rat's corpse and you wild shaped, would that rat's corpse become a part of you?
You wouldn't see it, but it would.
Well, I learned something today,
That's
and I'm not sure it's
fascinating.
something I wanted to know.
I mean, it's your example. Uh, why Rat Corpse?
Why not Rat Corpse?
Technically, if you died and I was holding you, you'd transform with me too.
Don't like that. Nope.
Genevieve smiles.
So yes, if you want to check any of the local supply stores, you can see if any of them have a bag of holding, or you can go rest for the night. There are plenty of inns that you can go to. Um, this is a huge market, and they do have people stay. So yeah, you just have to know which ones are more expensive and which ones are less. Um, you also have the specialty bag shop, and there is also the depository.
Check out the
Um,
stores first.
Specialty bag shop.
And do
Gonna
you want me to wild shape and maintain control of the items of interest?
Yes. Are you going to want how? What if you wanted to buy something?
I'll point at it.
Kitlak's gonna keep his bag under his hat in the meantime.
What are you going to turn into?
Genevieve smiles and holds out her hand for the items.
Yeah, Shay will give
You
Genevieve
leave them
the.
in the bags or not?
Yeah, in the bags. In the bags.
So Genevieve does have like a small, like just standard, almost messenger style bag. She's going to stick those into, and then she is going to turn into a giant space hamster.
I was gonna say
I
giant
like
space
hammer.
hammer. I'm good. I'm good.
Hammer space.
Yes.
Hammer space. No, a giant space hamster.
Okay. You've actually seen a couple of these in the market before. Some of them seem intelligent. Some of them seem more like hunters' pets. So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, my words don't work too well some days.
Cool. All right, where are we off to first? Oh, how big is a giant space hamster?
Large.
Which means, much like the giant lizard, you could technically ride her.
No, that's not. No. The bag of holding was a good idea. We should head there, but if anything catches our fancy on the way, I mean, I don't want to spend a ton of gold. Should we just grab the bag and be done with it?
Genevieve chitters.
Kitlak is walking off in the direction of the bag store. He's gonna get some Louis Vuitton.
Okay,
Mhm.
that is on the top level, so you just have to go up 4 levels to get there.
Does.
There is a lift if you want to take that too. There's a couple actually.
And Genevieve's wild shape only lasts an hour, so y'all
Yeah.
have an hour to get through this.
Get to getting.
All right, so you're headed for the fancy bag place. You said. Hang on 1 second. Oh, that'll work. Um, you get to the top level, and it is even though it's quote unquote night inside the plateau, it's still bright because it's the top of you're on the surface of the plateau. The asteroid is always bright. even in the shade of the tents, well, the structures rather. The market is always light up here, but you can easily find Maison's bags. It is uh, a very fancy sort of script, not quite cursive. It's almost like they're trying to incorporate a bit of elf and a bit of draconic in the wording. It it both works and it doesn't.
Oh, and you owe me a gloomberry juice, Kitlatch. Kitlatch.
Kitlack. A gloomberry juice.
For the damage I took.
I believe that was part of the employee evaluation process.
No, that was not thinking ahead of time.
It can be both.
It's not like I'm asking for a really expensive drink. It's more of a gesture. It's more of a gesture of friendship.
No, you have a point. Gloomberry juice it is.
You get to Maisons, and there's actually, they're not quite windows. You know you can't reach in and touch the bags that are on display, but they do show dragon hide. They show um oh, what other ones? Uh is that displacer beast hide bags? Holy cow. Um just fancy cloth. One seems to be set on fire, but it's not burning, but it looks very fancy. Uh and inside is there's a bit of it's not quite classical music, but it's trying to muzak, classical muzak, I think more than is best described. There is an elf, a dragonborn, and well, you think it's an elf, a dragonborn, and oh, who would be the third? It is going to be a yeah, tiefling. Um,
Before we head in, Che is going to prestidigitation everyone. Just to clean them up.
Even the hamster.
The hamster looks pretty good. Unless on the way we
hamster's not going in the store anyways. Like having a bowl in a china shop.
I mean, giant space hamster does whatever a giant space hamster wants to do.
and there goes my dice. Anyways, you go in, and it's actually just bags, specialty bags that are set on the walls on either side. There's no central aisle or anything. And then there's a bunch of even more specialty unique bags on the back wall that don't really look like bags at all. Um, the three individuals in the store each kind of look you over. Um, and then there seems to be a bit of a silent conversation before the Dragonborn comes over and says in Draconic, "Welcome to Maisons. How may we be of service?" And that is directly to you, uh, Kitlak. They are assuming you are in charge.
I require an extra dimensional bag that can withstand stomach acid.
Ah, yes. The Kobold Special. Of course. Now, do you have a particular flavor? We have acid. We have heartburn. We have slushy. This is all in Draconic. They've kind of brought you over to the left wall, and they aren't very big bags, but they do seem to be all made of dragon scale, and each flavor he's mentioning is a different color.
What's the slushy color?
Blue.
Ooh, slushy, certainly.
Very well. And that is, of course, premium quality. It comes with a 2-year guarantee and a no digestive promise as long as you don't feed it to an actual dragon.
Yes, yes.
I know you say that, but you should hear what some of them plan to do. Anyways, that is a simple 700 gold.
Kitlak will pay the 700 gold.
And you have a bag of holding that, if you crawl into it, um, does technically have resistance to cold damage, and if you swallow it, will give you a nice cooling sensation. It does not give you resistance to cold, but it's a nice internal cool.
Then Kitlak will repeat the thing that he did before after transferring all his money into the cooled bag of holding.
Never gets old with a satisfied customer. And your Sherpas, do they require any sort of material holdings as well? They usually don't digest quite as easily.
Oh, Kitlak is going to look at his Sherpas. Well,
Again, that was all in Draconic.
oh, he's going to clear his throat
Well,
after swallowing this thing. Do you need anything?
what is your cheapest option?
Cassie will say in Draconic.
There's a bit of a flash across the Dragonborn's face, and then the elf, half elf, one of the two, comes over with a barely there smile. You're looking for the basic package, the basic over here, and he brings you to right behind the windows, kind of along the floor, are just basic bags of holding. There is a oh, what's the other one? It's the one that whatchamacallit.
The handy sack.
Yes, the handy sack. That's the one. Yeah, Hewitt's handy haversack is also available. We can also specialize it if you like. If you like maybe some illusion magic, make it look like it's on fire, make it blend in a little better. Or do you just want something? Um, we do have a mechanical model. Would you be interested in that?
A mechanical model? Yes, let me see that as well.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And they're going to bring you over to the wall. And it is a Heward's handy haversack. It's just kind of like it's been steampunked with gears and wires, and it fits your aesthetic very well, actually.
And what's the cost of this, and what is the cost of the basic model?
Well, the basic model is, of course, um, they're going to eye you up and down. Are you with the Arc Life Constructs?
Cassie's just going to give them her normal deadpan stare.
Right. Well, we do have a deal with them. You get some discount, so it'd only be 400 gold. And the mechanical one is, of course, 1,000.
I think I'll just go with the basic model, thank you.
A pleasure doing business with you. And how about...
Sure, thank you.
The sarcasm is completely lost on her.
I had a feeling. So yeah, you get the basic bag of holding for 400 gold, so be sure to subtract that. Tyler, be sure you subtract your 700.
Mm-hmm.
And how about you, Miss... what do we call you?
Are they still speaking in Draconic?
No, this is the half-elf speaking in common. The Dragonborn, now that they've completed their business with Kitlak, has kind of retreated back to the counter and is just exchanging looks with the Tiefling. You're not quite sure what those looks mean, but let's just say there's a reason the elf or half-elf is dealing with you.
Um, uh, yeah, the basic model. I'm neither a yeah, not interested in the taste, or well, she wouldn't have heard that.
Oh no, you heard
Just a
everything that was said to Cassie. Yeah, that was normal. That was included.
no, okay.
Now we do, of course, have our exquisite models where we can customize it to your needs based on what you are most skilled in.
And how much extra?
Oh, that is one of our most elite, and that starting price is about oh, about 1,200 gold pieces, but they're almost impossible to steal, and are almost never seen by anyone but the most elite of the elite.
I think I'm good.
Very well, and they will exchange 400 gold for another bag of holding. And do you need a saddle for your furry friend out there?
No, she's good as like she's not buying anything.
Ah, oh, okay. Oh, right. And how about the furry friend? Do they need a saddle? We do saddlebags. They're a little pricey, but they're very versatile.
Oh, don't say doo doo in front of them, but otherwise you're gonna get the shop full of poop. It's like it just triggers them. Don't ask.
The elf or half elf, you're still not sure, is going to turn their attentions to Kid. Like, anything else for you and your Sherpas?
No, if the Sherpas are satisfied, I am satisfied. A
And
good day to you.
I uh, can't convince you that saddlebags might be useful for your mount.
Um,
It's a rental.
Kidlak looks back at the mount in question. No, the mount is a bit of a temporary situation.
Ah,
Not worth investing in long term.
I see. Well, thank you for your patronage, and we look forward to having you return should you ever need additional luggage again.
And with that, Kidlock will make his way out.
All right.
Yeah, she is just gonna put her money in the bank. If the I'm not sure where the bank is from here, but if it was on the way, she would have done it on the way.
Yeah, there's actually access to the bank is on the first level. It's on every level actually. So yeah, you could have easily gone in and deposited your gold or anything else you wanted to.
And an extra. She's gonna put just the 2,000 that she just made, and then and she paid like 2 gold to get her mother as a the beneficiary.
Okay. They don't turn that down. It wasn't that much, but they aren't going to correct your assumption.
It
Money
wasn't.
talks after.
It wasn't enough, or it wasn't necessary.
Oh, it didn't cost that much for a single addendum.
Oh, but it doesn't hurt, especially when yeah, it doesn't hurt.
All right. And then from there, there is some single day inns on the surface. There are some longer stay ones that go down to the next level, but you can enter on this level. Where would you like to go?
Well then, is there anything else that we need?
I need sleep. Is Genevieve turned back at this point?
Has it been an hour? Because she'll
I'd
wait
say it's been
for.
about 40 minutes.
Because she'll wait until they get to inn or something before she changes back. Otherwise,
Yeah, let's get into an inn so that yeah, we can put that stuff in one of the bags that you two bought.
So there are a couple options. Are you just looking for an hourly rate? Are you looking for something that's a little more long term? Are you looking for something a little more fancy? Something that might be more guaranteed? Something you're familiar with? What are you looking for?
How far is your parents' house from here?
That would be your father, and granted, your mother isn't staying there right now because she's kind of with the scientists. That's kind of on the outskirts of Walk's End. Not in the city proper, just but on the outskirts of the suburb, basically.
So, a ways.
You could get
Longer than
probably.
Genevieve has.
Oh, you could probably get there in 30 minutes, easy, from where you are. And the last 10 minutes would be technically outside the market. That would be just more of the city proper, where the people who live in Crimson Plateau that aren't merchants, that's where the guilds are working proper, where people are living proper, that sort of thing.
Well, my parents live around here, actually. We could stay with them for the night, I'm sure. If we don't want to stay at an inn. And unless you want to stay at an inn, then that's fine too. We don't need to.
Kid like feels weird about like meeting the parents of this person who they were, just previously considering turning into the elves. Like sort of like kind of scrutinize
Oh,
Shay.
they're nothing like me. They're good people.
You're not a good person.
I am a driven person.
I see. Kid like scratches the scales on his chin. You
You could.
know,
It would be a chance to get to know you better. Perhaps your parents are willing to talk about what you were like as a child.
Which one of them would probably her mom would have more to say, but I think her dad would actually tell more stories about her.
He would, but he would also, part of staying there, as you are aware, he will bitch about his
Oh,
workday
but
as
he's
well.
he's is he there? Is he? Are they
Oh yeah,
kind
no,
of separated?
they're not separated as in their marriage is falling apart. They're separated because she is ensconced with scientists studying things, so she comes home like every now and then. He has daily labors in the plateau. She is not actually in the plateau. She is um, somewhere on this asteroid. You're not sure where the scientists are. Actually, you forgot to ask your father last time you were home.
Yeah, it's probably just my dad. My mom might not. Just probably wouldn't even be there. She works a lot. So and he might even be asleep because he's a farmer. He gotta get up early, but just don't. Yeah, it's fine. But inns are, you know, mid mid quality inn, I'd say. If we want to go that route.
You can all roll history or investigation to figure out inns.
I'm gonna say that Shade does not know because she would just stay with her
Fair
parents.
enough. Anyone else may, however.
is this a history check you said or investigation?
Investigation or history. Just let me know which one.
That is a 13 history.
see what does Kid like
12,
have?
16 investigation.
I think Kid like's gonna go with history. Actually, investigation because he was. It's a 9 either way. It doesn't matter. Let's go with investigation.
Okay. So with who had history?
Cassie.
Cassidy.
Cassie, and what was your total again?
That was a 13.
13. You know of at least three inns that your company, or rather, it's not your company, but your contract company, has deals with, where, much like the bag, you can get a bit of a discount by staying there. Um, Mainly because they know you don't take food or resources, so you get the discount, but your partners probably wouldn't. So there are three of those in the plateau easily. One is on the surface, and then the two others are beneath the surface. Um, and then Kitlak, you got a 9, and what did Genevieve get?
16.
Okay, Kitlak, you are kind of familiar with the inns here. You have a way of kind of finding a secure place to rest. It isn't always the inns, but you have contacts where, because you've traded with them, it's one of those honor amongst thieves. While there isn't much here, there is still some if you build up a relationship. So you've only been backstabbed once. Most of the time, you do find someone who knows someone where you can stay, and it's fine. You two also know just kind of the low key ones, the ones where it's a good place to meet a contact, or a great place to hunt someone. But they're not the best places. They are, however, typically cheap. Just you usually don't have the only room key. Genevieve, you know kind of the same thing. You know more of the green places, um, the ones who might be near the farms, or um, there is an inn that's right outside the wealthy part of the plateau, where the wealth market is. Where if you are of a certain nobility or income, that market is for you and no one else. There is an inn that is kind of a mirror of the one on the other side, where it's so decadent they grow some of their own vegetables and fruit within the inn, so you can smell the plants. It's quite lovely. It's also quite pricey. Um, you also know, however, something that you have yet to share with Kitlak, but you found it amusing, especially since you've now seen the bar. You know of the inn called Only Traps, No Poisons, which is a very successful kobold run establishment.
We're going there.
Okay. There's
Genevieve
giant.
doesn't even ask. She just, this giant space hamster is just walking towards that inn. And if
Um,
everybody else wants to follow, they can.
Can I say Kitlak recognizes this for what it is and
oh,
follows it?
roll me your insight. This should be
All
fairly
right.
easy, but if you get a 1,
For Kitlak, it might not be the first time that Genevieve's done this.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
like I said, don't roll a 1. That's just it. Yeah.
How about yeah, okay. That would be, what's my insight? Not a whole lot. 10.
Yep.
Yeah, you two easily recognize this is Genevieve. She has made a decision. She knows where she's staying for tonight. You can follow, or you don't have to. Your choice.
Well, Shay is following the items anyway, so she's gonna go with the hamster.
Okay. No
Has to
traps,
just
only
default.
poisons is kind of on the edge of the surface market, but it is one of the ones that there's a floor above and it has a floor below. It also has another floor in between, which no one is supposed to talk about, but everyone knows because they can all hear the pitter patter of kobold feet. Um, they have a very good menu. It's not too expensive. It's a great place to. It's sort of a place to wheel and deal outside the market, within the market, and they promise room security. Um, Mainly because if your valuables are stolen, well, they consider you their valuables. So while you're staying there, they protect what they have.
We're their horde.
Exactly. And one day you will be offered up to or LaRue whenever they awaken or come back to life as an undead monstrosity. But in the
Um,
meantime, they take care of you.
Genevieve will probably drop wild shape before she walks into the bar slash inn. No
There is
need for
a
no need for the kobolds to think that a tasty morsel is just walking right into their bar for them.
it's not quite as shall we say cannibalistic or questionable at only traps no poisons, but there is some hesitation. There is a reputation that if you die there, your body may not be discovered, and no one knows why. But it's very few people suspect that it might end up in a stew. Um, when you enter, there is a flying kobold kind of there. They have it's an attempt at a tuxedo. It's not a very good one. Um, and they say, "Welcome, welcome, welcome, and welcome."
Did a tuxedo T-shirt.
Yeah, basically. Are you here to eat? Are you here to stay? Are you here for both?
Both, I believe.
Both.
Yes, yes, we have evening meal. We have rooms. How many rooms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10?
Kitlak's gonna look at the others. What do we think? Discount option or privacy? I have nothing to hide.
I didn't trust many people, but I trust you.
I'm fine sharing.
It'd be cheaper.
Just the one room, then, I believe. How many beds does a room come with?
2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
4 beds. Should do the trick.
4 bed. 4 people, 1 room, 4 meal, 8 meal.
4 meal. Well, 3 meal. He looks over at Cassie with kind of a quizzical glance.
Yes, booze,
No,
no
not really.
booze. Yes, yes, morning food, no morning food.
Yes, booze. Yes, morning food.
Okay, 6 meal.
And a gloomberry juice.
And a
for
gloomberry juice.
in lieu of one of the boozes.
I'll take an extra meal for myself.
Okay, 4 meal, 4 meal, 8 meal total. Booze, booze, and four people, 4 bed, 1 room. Yes.
Yes.
4 gold. 5 gold for special booze. 6 gold for cult booze.
We've got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow.
Let's just keep it as is. No need for the special or anything. Gillick's gonna make like a cat horking up a hairball and produce his wallet, pull out 4 gold coins, and then do the thing in reverse and hand the gold coins over.
You see them just kind of open their mouth and do the exact same thing, except they don't hawk up the bag all the way. They pull it up just enough to reach the edge of their throat and toss it in. It appears to be a black bag, but of the same make that you have.
Ah, yes.
Okay, four people, 1 key, and they're going to dive behind a desk and rummage, 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 and pull out a key. Room, food, dining room, food, bedroom.
Um, bedroom. At least for me. Killak's gonna look at the others. What do you think?
Yeah, bedroom.
I think the bedroom will be good.
Okay. 10 silver, 4 bed, 1 table in room.
Tables are overrated.
I don't really need a table.
They're going to nod, like they completely understand where you're coming from. But they like to offer. Upselling's important. Right, this way. And they're going to fly off and kind of take a few zigzags. Kitlak, you have never been in a warren for kobolds, but you have a feel. There's something instinctual about the turns within this that you recognize in your hind brain.
I mean, everything just kind of makes sense. You know, it's like he doesn't even think about it that much, but then when he finds himself not thinking about it, it dawns on him like, huh, well, this is efficient.
And then you have a bit of a corner room, which is nice. And he unlocks it and hands you the key and goes, "For bed, no table, first meal and first booze, 10 minute. Any no meat."
Everyone just looks at each other.
Yeah.
Like, what is this no meat thing you're speaking of?
Good, good, we like. And they're going to pat Kitlak on the shoulder. Kitlak, you feel something slip into your pocket, and then enjoy and welcome. And then he's going to fly back off.
As soon as he's out the door, Kitlak is going to very obviously pull whatever it was out of his pocket.
In Draconic, it is an invitation to the cult to worship orally.
Kitlak is gonna grimace and gingerly fold it and put it back in his pocket.
Yes, so you're going to get some food. There is going to be some like patter, patter, patter on the walls within. And when you say come in, the walls will open and in will slide some meals and some booze and your moonberry juice. And then you'll hear patter, patter as the walls close and the little feet go away. You can eat and get a long rest.
Genevieve will eat like there is no tomorrow. And all she will say is, wild shaping really makes me hungry.
Hey, Pat.
So we all have a long rest.
Hopefully.
In the morning, there is a knock on your door before the food even arrives.
They are past time.
I know, I just want to get this
Okay.
real quick.
Kitlak is going to groggily pull himself to his feet, slip on his duster and his hat.
We would have put the items in one of the bags of holding at this point.
Yes, I assume so.
Probably not the one Kitlak has ingested. And he's going to go to the door with his pistol behind his back, but in his hand, and crack the door open.
There is a very tall figure in a shadowed robe with some small bones seem to be sewn in as a lining. Their face is
Classic
entirely
touch.
covered, and I believe you might know if something of mine is hidden. And we're going to stop there. Thank you all for joining us, and we will continue next week, I believe.
Yay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.